Hi, hello, welcome to the Revolving Door series brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Pieces of Blosi. I'll be your oracle today. If anything I say resonates deeply with you, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. I was sent to deliberate the findings for June. Uh, things are shifting and changing. I'm a little disoriented. We're augmenting the offerings. I don't know what's up. I do want to say this might be the second to last, or maybe even last time it's going to come out like this. There's been the impetus for change for a while. And that's going to be that. This reading might be a little bit more ratchet than usual. I'm not so much talking about the cursing or whatever. This energy might be stank, dusty, crusty. Might have to deal with some malevolence or malignancy or whatever comes out in the message here. Okay, I was shuffling the ascending energy and it came out already. So again, if anything I say that, dear, resonates deeply with you, darling, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. I'm sipping on some tea here. It's ginger, turmeric, honey. Lemon, no honey. I got some other herbs in there. I wanted to taste them before I start putting the honey. Okay. Let's go ahead and begin. There were some announcements, la-di-da, yada, yada. Okay. So, Queen of Pentacles, Page of, I'm hearing Page of Cups, but it's also the Page of Wands. Okay, so the descending energy, we're going to go ahead and shuffle that on my camera. Slightly agitated here. I was supposed to get some clarification, but I didn't do that. Five of Swords. I use this is the Five of Swords. Okay, with the Ace of Swords. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we need to watch up on this energy. It's getting crunk already. I can't handle that. I'm trying to get in and get out. We're a little late with this video, whatever that happened, there's a buffer time built into it, but I'm not a last minute host, so that's part of it, la-di-da, yada, yada. But we got to be about this, so we got to do this. And the revolving door, it talks about the grosser energy anyways. It's not the airy-fairy, sunshine, lollipops, rainbows, lemon drops. It's not the 1111 Divine Love series. It's in the same production. It's a sister podcast, but this is designed to look at the opposite of the 1111. So less twin flame, soulmate, more karmic, catalytic, distorted, false energy. Okay, so that's just what that is. Okay, we just got to be about that. Unfortunately, let's get in and get this and get up out of here so we can have the airy fairy back. Now I set it so I can move on because I'm already feeling it. And that's what's up. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. I want to welcome all the returning subscribers. Welcome back. I want to welcome in all the new subscribers. You belong. Welcome home. And if anything I say resonates deeply with you, know that I appreciate you, I honor you, I thank you. So comments are good right now. Like is great right now. All the A1 day ones, all the 10 toes down. I see you, I feel you, I got you. I might not seem like it, or things might evolve. There's always been a plan. It's just that I gotta stay strong and sturdy. So just getting the videos out is a problem sometimes, or it was a problem for a while. you know, so trying to push forward 5, 10 steps when it's 2 or 3 steps forward, 1 or 2 steps back. Sometimes the bare minimum is going to have to be enough, but you don't stay the bare minimum all the time. If the world is evolving, and you're staying the same, you by definition are getting worse. So, yeah, okay, you might have to retreat, you might have to recuperate, recover, rejuvenate, but relinquishing or quitting is not an option. And eventually, you got to push forward, or what kind of game you want, what kind of league you playing in. Okay, so I said it. Let's move on, move forward. So we're gonna go ahead and put the forces that be, which is what I call the major arcanas. Yeah, so we have this Queen of Pentacles here. It's the second time that's come out. It also came out like this in the Moon video. I'm very curious to see what the 1111 Divine Lovers series has to say. Because, yeah, you know, I'm just getting this energy that we were in a holding pattern and we're coming up out of that. There's something with a long-term goal, but we might be becoming detached. We might also be becoming, where are you? Excuse me a second. Anyways, I'm picking up on a long-term goal. It might be something from the universe intervening because we got to get right for this path that we're on, this calling that we're on. I'm also picking up something about hidden motives, ulterior motives, maybe even a little bit of minor deception. For those who are dealing with deception in their life, hidden enemies, la-di-da, yada, yada, it's about our glow up, our boss up, our G up, getting into a higher league, moving on, moving forward, leaving people, places, things behind. I'm picking up on something about, again, leaving people behind. I'm just picking up on the fact that that might not be, people might be trying to prevent that. Something about moving forward also with like learning a lesson of some kind, broadening horizons of some kind. Hosts be trying to block that. Okay. There is some kind of long-term goal, la-di-da, yada, yada. We like to party, you know, mostly spirit is on that long-term goal. Just postponing, prolonging, because things not right. We haven't had that soul intuition, learned that lesson, seen that spiritual insight. But a little bit it is long-term plan. Somebody's been doing a long con. They've been working on this for a while. Mainly we're trying to get our life together. So we need to get on that schedule, on that hustle, on that thug thizzle. We need to do things with more integrity, more consistency, more congruency, more alignment. Okay. If anything's going to affect whatever integrity looks like for you. For me, if I'm going to lose sleep at night, if I have to be dishonest, if I have to go out of alignment with my boundaries, standards, that to me is a lack of integrity. Okay. So in my house, we confront the truth. We confront karma, we yield to the truth, and we serve the goddess, period, point blank. And if anything blocks that, it's out or you're out, period, point blank. That's just what we got to do. That's what it's got to be. And if I have to execute some type of judgment, I'm not going to feel bad about it. Okay, so you hear the strength at the core. Okay, so we've got to incorporate that in, as well as staying consistent, integrity, la-di-da, yada, yada. This is what I'm picking up on, okay? We got this energy, but this wants to talk some more. This little postponement came back, long-term goal came back, but we will be breaking free. When it does happen, we might not know every little reason why things were slow or blocked, or there was an impasse, or la-di-da, yada, yada. What I do know, what I do sense is that a slate will be wiped clean in some kind of way, because there was some new beginning was blocked, a new beginning was postponed, a new beginning was delayed. We needed some kind of core strength to wisdom, emotional fortitude. Okay. We need to be less bendable and breakable, less malleable. Some hoe had some kind of intention, and our boundaries didn't matter. They were going to do what they do. They were going to let it out, yada, yada. That's what was up. That's what they were all about. And this is about, because we have the Emperor and the Star card. Ooh, okay, that was a mic drop. So we have l'Imperatore here. So with this Queen of Pentacles and Page of Wands, it could be that somebody's a Libra rising. It could be that somebody is a Venus in Aries, which I love. I'm picking up on Moon in Aries as well. That could be a Capricorn rising. There needs to be some kind of power here. It might be emotional fortitude. It might be strength, courage, and wisdom. It's self-governing, self-mastery, self-regulation. Okay, somebody might have been trying to possess us. Repress us, suppress us, oppress us, basically dominated control. I'm hearing even enslave us in some kind of way. We have some kind of worth asset to us, some kind of value or fertility, and they wanted to utilize us. They maybe wanted to take over. With this Five of Swords, clarifying this Queen of Pentacles, they might have wanted to take over, to eke out what we were worth, to eke out our blessings, our gifts. That's the Star card. And so that would have effectually gotten in the way of our destiny. And that might have been their intention. I don't know yet. I'm feeling that's what it was, because with this type of energy, typically the person, the abuser, or the other party, the opponent, the adversary, the whatever, they have more insight either into us or into the future than we do. Okay. So it's just when I'm getting somebody knew a little bit more about us than we're feeling, or bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, courageous, bold, charismatic, maybe even some kind of connection. Typically it's a chemistry one, like sexual connection. Because we have some kind of truth. This is the kind of truth where you recently just found it, especially after this Five of Swords. There was some type of, I'm hearing the word deception, okay, but it could be malice, greed, attacks of some kind. It's when a hidden enemy becomes a known enemy. So you have to look at something for what it is. The other side is typically they got a victory, but it's a short-lived victory. On our side, we have to understand that somebody doesn't have scruples, or something is unfair. Okay, and really, ultimately, it's about putting down standards and boundaries. Okay, and so doing that, putting down these standards and boundaries, is actually going to give us healing. Okay, but again, somebody was trying to repress us, suppress us, oppress us, repress us, dominate. They wanted to enslave us in some kind of way. They wanted to utilize our asset, our value, our worth, and put it into their own ends, their own means, or they just wanted everything that we were about to receive to come through them. So they wanted to control us, to control our lives in some kind of way. I don't like seeing this kind of stuff. So now we have the Two of Cups. Excuse me. Now we have the Queen of Wands, Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Two of Cups, Six of Swords. We have overcome something, or we're about to overcome something. Remember I said leaving something behind, broadening our horizons, learning some kind of lesson. Moving on, moving forward with an accomplishment or an achievement of some kind is what this means. And ultimately it's because we're a warrior. Queen of Wands has to protect her position, or she's needing to defend something in some kind of way. With the Three of Pentacles, it would talk about, and the World card, clarified by the World card, it would talk about working something out, moving forward. So this is about incorporating a lesson, incorporating experience, so that we can maintain or build or grow a position of in some kind of way. And we will be just starting that out. it would talk about works. So things that have either happened and there's a result for, or things that are being about to be undertaken. We've been at war, under siege in some kind of way. We either know or don't know, can tell or not tell. It might be physical, spiritual, it might be some combination of both. Yeah, but there was some false love. Two of Cups, Six of Swords, clarifying the Queen of Cups. I mean, Two of Cups, Six of Swords, clarifying the Queen of Wands, Three of Pentacles. So yeah, somebody we might have been in a love situation where we were receiving, it was a false situation, Moon. Okay. There were things that needed to come to the surface, be worked out, things that might have been needing to be confronted, maybe some fear, maybe some ego, maybe some kind of dark night of the soul. It's typical in a karmic or a false situation in terms of love, okay? But what was being worked out by the universe was getting us to move on, move forward. Now we have the Four of Wands, Twin Flame card, clarified by the Six of Cups, and we have the 10 of Wands, clarified by the Page of Cups. We have the Tower with the Death card. So yeah, something needed to end, transition, transform, transmute even. In order to move forward, it was a strict sentence. Things had to get pushed forward, pushed out. Maybe some karma had to be swept away. And it was some karma that had to be swept away. We were in some kind of union, whether friend, business partnership, maybe even roommate, co-worker, friend, I said, or lover situation with this Page of Cups, and it had to be moved out, moved away. We were willing with this page, okay, I almost called it the 10 of Cups. We were willing with this Page of Cups, clarifying the 10 of Wands. We were willing to take on some kind of burden because we thought we had some lovey-dovey situation, or we thought this union, because union, partnership, some kind of unity was unity, community, partnership. We thought something about that was down pat, on and popping, and it wasn't. And we had to grow through that understanding. So there was a death of some kind, an ego death. Now, somebody here may be Venus and Scorpio. Somebody here may be Taurus rising. Okay. There may even be a Sun in Scorpio, but Sun in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, or Taurus rising is what I'm getting. Because ultimately we weren't in safe space, and something needed to emerge, something needed to come to the surface. And what I'm picking up on is we needed to step into and evolve our standards and boundaries, because people do what they get away with. So it takes a very, in these times where we're being born right now, the last, this era that we're in, integrity is rarer than we think. We might think 50%, 80% of people are going to do the right thing. It's really more like 5 or 10% of people are going to do the right thing. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's watching, because you know. Integrity means you'll be haunted if you do something effed up, even if nobody ever finds out. Does that make sense? Integrity is doing the right thing even when it won't be recognized, or bearing the cost of doing the right thing even when it will cost you something. Okay. So I feel like we were kind of forced into some kind of recognition, and it was slow and it was hard, but we had to do it. And it took a long time for the universe, for the ancestors to get it through to us. But it finally happened, and it was something about boundaries and standards. We needed to know how to maintain and recognize and appreciate safe space. What does that look like? It's refuge and sanctuary. Okay. In relationships, in environments around these locations, people, places, and things, if we were not able to be our true authentic self, if there was any pushback or flack or pressure, if somebody was bullying us, berating us, barraging us, blackmailing us into loving them or messing with them some kind of way, that wasn't safe space. So we have the Ace of Pentacles clarifying, because there was attacks on our safety, on our happiness. We have the Ten of Swords clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. And we also have the Lovers and the Sun card. So yeah, healing came. That's what that means. Soul group, we found the right soul group is what this means with the Sun and the Lovers card. Finally, we understand how to use this opportunity. We know how to recognize good fruit. That's the Ace of Pentacles ripening on the vine. And finally, that's the Ten of Swords. Because there was some kind of restriction. There was rule regulation. We had to come up under some kind of authority, spiritual authority, which was the divine realm. If we wanted to go to a higher level, we wanted to go to the 5D, if we wanted to be in the spiritual energy, if we wanted to sit with the light, stand in the white light, it took a long time. It was very slow, Knight of Pentacles. But we had to understand Eight of Swords. We had to yield in some kind of way. Nothing else was going to do it. We had to have some kind of righteous and proper judgment in order for what we wanted to come forward to us. We have the King of Swords clarifying the Three of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords clarifying the Six of Wands. And we have the Empress and the Devil card. So we didn't get all the good energy out before the Devil came. So this definitely is a karmic or false situation. If the Emperor and I think we did have the Emperor. Okay, so if the Temperance card came out, we were 3/4 of the way there. So if the Temperance card came out before the Devil, we would have had a really good situation, but not so much. Something here was fishy, something here was out of alignment, and we have the Seven of Swords, okay? We just had the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords would talk about somebody getting caught, suspended, arrested, rule, regulation, restriction. So it can some kind of being restrained in some way. Excuse me, the cat's doing whatever. Yeah, it's just because something's coming forward, and what it is righteous judgment. Like, we can call things as they are, we know what they are, and even when it's not quite right or the facts aren't quite right, if it doesn't meet our standards, it doesn't meet our boundaries, if it doesn't extrapolate through our little system, through our little filter, through our little structure, it don't matter. And things we could be wrong, we could be right, la-di-da, yada yada. Even if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't show up the way we need it to, or if it doesn't respond to whatever curiosity examination and that we're putting forward, we're fine. And we're fine losing out, we're fine going with a little moment of austerity or a little moment of lack, just to protect our peace of mind, just to protect our boundaries, our standards, okay? Yeah, could we have some kind of coveted position, elite status, Six of Wands? And we needed to figure that out. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords does mean all those la-di-da-yaddy-yaddy, whatever, what have you, whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo, you know, all that fun, that funky stuff. But when it's dealing with yourself, it means some kind of cunning, strategy, truth. Typically, the Seven of Swords is an alert to you being attacked. It's also an alert to something that's being withheld. So that's what the Seven of Swords is, and it's most benign. It means adhering to wise counsel, figuring out the truth, finding a strategy, something, trying to be cunning. It could also talk about breaking out, breaking free. So we had some kind of coveted status position, but there was negative influence around it. Hoes didn't want us to come up, to blow up, to boss up, to get in a better or bigger or brighter league. They really didn't want us to step into the path of our celestial endowment, our spiritual inheritance. And they were sneaky. They had some insight into us that we didn't. They were feeling informed, and they had some kind of strategy, and they wanted to attack. They wanted to infiltrate. They wanted to exploit. They wanted to seize. And they were going to do it through a long con. They were going to work on us. They were working on us. They were trying to handle us. And for whatever reason, it dissipated. It didn't work out. Because the devil loves the Empress. Saturn is in love with Venus. And Saturn can get mean, can get crunk, you know. He'll get in there and interfere when she doesn't give him enough attention. But Saturn comes in many ways, not just the devil. And to be honest, yeah, okay, Saturn rules Capricorn, but here's the deal. The devil is the zodiac of Capricorn, but its astrology is Uranus in the 8th house, Pluto in the 11th house. So that's tyranny over the collective, or giving your power away. And the thing that abates that energy, the thing that resolves that energy, is Saturn. Okay, so if you're looking at the players of the game, okay, Saturn. But if you're looking at the forces that be and how things are coming together and what ingredients are going into the soup, that's Uranus and Pluto. And so nothing was out of hand. We might have been giving our power away unknowingly, but also there was someone behind the scenes trying to take over our destiny and our future, 11th house. That's what's up. And so we had to come up out from underneath that in some kind of way, whether we knew it or didn't know it. That's what happened. That we kind of absconded or got away from some effort, some toxicity. I'm hearing that Sister of a Down song. Disorder, disorder, disorder. I'm trying to remember the rest of the lyrics and the name of the song. I'm hearing it, but I can't make out the words. But it's definitely System of a Down. Okay. We have the Page of Swords clarifying the 10 of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups clarifying the 2 of Wands. The descending energy is the Magician, and the ascending energy is the Strength card. So what we're coming into more of is coming into alignment. Justice is being served. Now we have some skill, maybe even recognition. Really, we're going down the path of love with an open heart. 2 of Wands, King of Cups, but it is, like I said, somebody knew more about our future. Somebody knew about maybe our celestial endowment, our spiritual inheritance, maybe our future, our fortune, our wealth, our abundance. They really knew about our destiny and the calling on our life. And they wanted a piece of that in some kind of way. And they would have been perfectly fine, perfectly happy to block it, to see us not make it and get next to nothing. So this is some malice. I didn't see the malice. The Five of Swords was, oh, we did. We had the Five of Swords. Okay. We had the 10 of Swords, and we had the 8 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So somebody's little plans, orchestrations, machinations with that 3 of Pentacles got deaded. Their little whatever didn't go very far. Whatever, what have you, la-di-da, yada-yada. You know, it Miguan Hapan. And it took a long time, and they were working on this for a long time, and they were with this for a while. It was a long con or la-di-da or yada-yada, but it didn't really go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere far. It didn't go anywhere fast. Some abstract combination of all of that, and then some. Okay. So somebody, karma happened. We come into our celestial endowment, or we take the path towards our celestial endowment. That would mean we're answering our calling. Excuse me. That would mean we're answering our calling. Now, it was a late message. We did figure out things late. Page of Swords. It wasn't, it's delayed kind of message. Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles means you get the message late, or things are happening late, or something's been happening for a long time, or there's more on the other side than on your side. So Page of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. It took a long time for us to figure out or hear or answer our sacred calling, to get in alignment with the divine mission, but it's happening. It's happening. We have the 4 Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands clarified by the 7 of Cups. Okay. The ascending energy is the Hangman. The ascending energy is the, okay, I was going to say Page of Pentacles, which means we will boss up, glow up, period, point blank, but it's actually the High Priestess. But when I said the High Priestess, or when I was looking at the High Priestess, I heard Page of Pentacles. So this postponement, delay, this surrender, this sacrifice, this not no, but not right now energy, Hangman. It was so that we could hold on to our heart, so we could hold on to our divinity. We needed to be in charge of our own soul. So something had tried to come in or break in or overtake our soul. And it was probably through a relationship. I don't see anything about thinking or mental. I see it all about emotional, astral. So there was a bright new beginning for us once we learned how to weed through the BS. There was a lot of overwhelming, overshadowing, gaslighting. You know, we had a lot tied, tethered, pulling on our heartstrings. Okay. So I don't know what that does not look cute. I don't know what that was. It could have been some illusion, confusion, delusion. It could have been some kind of addiction where we couldn't say no. It could have been to a person, probably. Illusion, confusion, delusion, illusion, confusion, delusion, gaslighting, smokescreen, glamour, magic, overwhelmed, addiction, even. But somebody was gassing us. That's really what I'm feeling. We're also being barraged, berated, belittled, maybe even blackmailed, not always like an open. It could be a covert blackmailing. Basically, it's a way of breaking into us, trying to shift around our feelings, shift around our thoughts, shift around our stance on something. So the universe had to get it involved and slow things down, block things up a little bit. Basically put some boundaries, restrictions around. And there is some sense of taking ownership now, but the ownership we needed to take, first of all, was our mind, our judgment, our discernment. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting. We needed to learn how to hold on to our heart and how to honestly protect our aura, protect our energy field. That means we would have needed to start listening to our intuition. We probably weren't doing that. Our instincts, our intuition, our insight, our impressions, that was really the guiding force. And we were trying to use logic or whatever because we were going with the benefit of the doubt, which is fine. But when you're doubting, that's also something to be aware of. You need to incorporate doubts and benefits into the situation. I'm just feeling like people were getting access to us in a way that they didn't. We were overrun and abused and we didn't even know it. And when we started to figure that out, and it might not have been who done it, what happened. It might just have been like, oh, hey, I've been ignoring my feelings, or hey, I've been skirting my boundaries and standards, or hey, when I go the extra mile for somebody that didn't meet my standards, I'm the one who bears cause for that. So we started to work to do the math, the complex spiritual, emotional, vibrational, really calculus started to get worked out. Yeah, so now we have insight. We have pure exalted insight over a situation. Because this Queen of Cups is now clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Swords clarifying the Five of Wands. So something got destabilized. Ascending energy is the Strength card. Descending energy is the... Okay, so we're going all the way with this reading. Jeez, man. Okay, man. This reading's working. I would have preferred to be over a while ago. Niguan happened. We're going the whole way, all 22 different major arcana. So, y'all welcome. I'm gonna make this free, but it's not gonna be like that forever. I said in the beginning, a month or two, things are gonna be changed up. So, and it's always been the plan. So if you feel like I'm switching on you, you just been getting that extra for a while. Okay. I'm sorry to inform you if that bothers you. So this descending energy, man, this I'm again Page of Pentacles. So to me, the High Priestess goes along with the Queens because I do feel like the Queens are the High Priestess of every suit. Also, though, the Queen means moon in that sign, just like the King means sun, or the Knight means Mars, or the Page means Venus in that sign, in that suit. To me, the Pages are like the Fool because they're just beginning. And the Fool is the empty cup, and the World card is the Full cup. And to me, that's what the Queen is, the Full cup. And to me, that's what the Page is, the empty cup in that suit. But when I hit on the High Priestess, and when I hit on the Full card, I heard Page of Pentacles. So there's something special about the Page of Pentacles. To me, the most special page in the entire deck is the cups. And I have my little rule. So in the cups, you have two Venus. You have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Those are both Venus. So there's the most special king, there's a and the people argue, they disagree, but my method of teaching, kind of the mission school, I have it like it's on and popping like it's on and popping. So to me, there's something very special about the Page of Pentacles, meaning the Page of Pentacles is destined to become a king. The reason why they're a Page of Pentacles is because in their energy already, they're the Queen of Pentacles, but they haven't done much about that. They haven't had any manifestation towards that. But if you are the Page of Pentacles, you will one day be the King of Pentacles. A lot of the other ones can't say that. And so it's weird that when I hit on the High Priestess and I hit on the Fool card, I heard the Page of Pentacles. So first of all, somebody here may be Venus and Virgo. Somebody here may be Pisces rising. That's what that is. But also, we may know our potential. We may have our goals, our plans. People may have been looking at us like we were stupid, like we didn't have any any chutzpah, any get up and get some. They might have been thinking that we were weak, lazy, stupid, dumb, unintelligent, whatever, what have you. A pushover, a walkover, an easy target, a victim profile, la-di-da, yada, yada, something like that. And that wasn't ever the case. We might have been meek, but we weren't weak. And we were just going about our business, doing our thing, plodding along. And if somebody had just simply come to us and be like, hey, what's your intention? What's your motive? What's your motivation? What is your mission? They would have found out. And if somebody had been like, hey, let's collaborate, let's partner up, or hey, I have some curiosity here. Do you mind if I examine what I'm seeing? Am I right in believing that this is what I'm perceiving in you? Anything, any abstract version of that, any notion of it. I know I'm very articulate with my words. I come hard lingually, but you could be as sloppy, as unrefined, as inelegant, as long as you're going after the goal. Nobody came at us like that. They were just looking at us and dismissing us. They thought we were chump. Especially with this Five of Wands. People weren't expecting higher. They weren't expecting more. They weren't expecting greater. There was this petty conflict, conundrums, crossings, competition, karma, really. Okay, but with a Venus and Virgo, somebody's unto themselves. They're not worried about other people. Truly, genuinely, and sincerely, they got their own thing going on. They're on and popping in their own right. And they're not comparing themselves to other people. What they do is to satiate and satisfy their own self. I'm sorry, the cat is doing too much. That's what's up. If I seem distracted, I got a kitty here. They're basically about one, and unfortunately, they might take 18 months to mature instead of 12. So that's what's up. They're in Aries, by the way. So I got Aries energies. It's fine. Okay, so what I'm getting is that somebody thought we were stupid. They thought we were dumb, and they thought they were going to exploit that, and it didn't happen. And it might just have been that we were in an environment surrounding location, and we had to grow up and mature. And the main thing about this maturity was that we needed to stand in our boundaries and standards that required some kind of strength, courage, and wisdom. Strength card. And it would have brought conflict, because people would have thought that they can overrun our boundaries and standards. They would have thought that they could bypass, dismiss, override what we were saying, what we were putting down in terms of edicts, which means they don't respect us. And a person doesn't like your boundaries if they don't respect them. And a person doesn't like your standards if they don't meet them. And so we were around swamp people, Seven of Cups. We were around swamp ass hoes. And they wanted us to believe otherwise. Seven of Cups, to glamour, to gas, to overwhelm, to overtake, to override. It didn't happen. They felt some kind of way, and it's not our problem. So we have the Nine of Swords clarifying the Five of Pentacles, we have the Four of Cups clarifying the Eight of Wands. So exactly as I was saying, they were trying to override, overtake. They were found guilty, maybe by the universe, maybe by us. They're feeling haunted in some kind of way, maybe guilty, maybe shameful. But they effed around and found out, and they're sitting in those feelings. They're sitting in it now. They tried to sugar honey iced tea all over us. And now they're being shit on, I'm just going to say it, by the universe. You know, this Five of Pentacles is telling me that things destabilized dramatically. Okay. And it was a wake-up call to us. We had some kind of awakening with this Judgment card, by the way, ascending energy. Hermit is the descending energy. So yeah, somebody thought they had deep, soulful insight into us. They may have been more skillful. They may have had more knowledge than we did, but it didn't matter because the universe intervened. And the universe might have had to intervene. We might have been going up against a pretty heavy hitter, a pretty heavy player. But here's the deal. This is what the Strength card tells me. Especially in my tradition, the female warriors are always a lot more dangerous than the male warriors, but the male priests are a little bit more dangerous than the female priests. And the female priests have more say in the society, but the male priests, you don't mess with them because they typically do work not out in the open like the female priests do. They do work behind closed doors. And so that's what I'm getting here. We went to war and we lost, and I don't think we knew we were going to war. And I hate to be using this exact language, more than a battle, a series of successive battles. And I'm not using success as in winning, but success of one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Okay, but it went from physical war to spiritual war. And so something switched, something shifted. That's what I'm getting. I don't have enough to stand behind that, but that's what I'm getting. So that's what's up. We got to be about that. Let's keep it moving here. What is going on? It feels like a 1-2 punch. And I know we were under some kind of con, whatever, what have you. And yeah, okay, it could have been a person, but I'm just the general energy, and I'm happy there's a reading where I'm not talking about a specific person. I get to tell about the generalities of the reading. Of the energy, I needed one of those. So I'm happy that we were able to have one. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed by this Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. I haven't been able to move past it. It's just like, this whole reading, I've been feeling some kind of way, and this confirms it. Somebody tried to get us to believe that we did not have self-worth and value. They wanted us stuck on stupid, poor, bad ideology. They wanted us conditioned, programmed in the box, and compliant. And it didn't quite happen. And it wasn't like we were defiant or rebellious. It's actually that we were just authentic in our own nature and our own self, and it decimated this person, but it took a long time. They had to dig a hole for themselves and fall into that hole, and it had to become a grave. But it happened. We had the Death card, and we also have the Judgment card. So it happened. We also had the Justice card. So things balanced, aligned. It happened in the right time, and it happened according to the right means and mechanisms. And we're going to see that because the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance have been peeking out. That means things are happening in the right time. So we'll see what was supposed to happen in the right time. But to be honest, there needed to be a wake-up call. We needed to come up from underneath some kind of stinking thinking, some kind of slow on the low, on the petty, on the basic. We were on some loser shit. And we needed to get over that, come out from underneath that. And it really wasn't a big deal, but we needed to shift our thinking. We needed to boss up. Okay. And that's what this Nine of Swords is talking about. We were haunted, we were left there, we were put there, and it was cruel, whatever. outside energies, entities went to create that situation for us, it was cruelty. It was beyond malice, it was cruelty. They enjoyed doing that. And that was their intention and their purpose, and that was their mission and their objective. Okay, we did come up out of that, or we are about to come up out of that. Things are going to get moving again. These are both Mercury energies. So this loser shit that we were on was all mental. Okay, which is easier. It's easier to come up out of that than other kinds of loser shit. And I'm sorry to say that so many times. I know it irks us to our core, but I need to speak truth here. Okay, we were on some fuck shit bullshit. I'm going to say it. And we needed to come up out of that. We were on some loser shit. We were acting like a stupid hoe, and something needed to slap us senseless. And it did happen. Okay, we were called out by the universe in some kind of way. It might have been that we had an awakening in some kind of way. The other side had the tower. We had the judgment card much better than the tower. Okay, so I'll be quiet now. We had to up our game, get in a higher, better, bigger, brighter league. We needed to expand to become more dynamic, expansive. And it happened, but it took a long while. The universe was trying to get us to accept this with these 2 4s. We were kind of stuck on stupid. We might have been kind of set in our ways, but we evolved out of that. Unfortunately, there were attacks on our soul. The Queen of Cups is your soul. There were attacks on our soul. Page of Prince of Cups, Page of Cups. They were trying to get us to work with us in some kind of way. And this is the other side, whatever energy entity I'm picking up on. Environment, surrounding, location is what I'm hearing. So it wasn't just a person, place, or a thing. We might have been going to places we didn't need to, engaging in ways that weren't going to feed us properly or feed our soul. And if we were blocking our intuition, our insight, our intellect, our impressions, we weren't going to be picking up on the warning signs. We weren't going to be able to respond to energy in a certain way. We needed to learn to stand our ground. That required emotional fortitude and strength, which means we needed to confront free our ego, overcome our shadow nature, and stand up to bullies. It took a while to expand, but we finally did it. We have this 9 of Cups clarifying that's standing our ground. 7 of Wands, and we have the 3 of Swords clarifying the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so there was a lot of prickly stuff on the horizon. We needed to face a lot of cold, harsh truth in order to come into our destiny, our promise here. Maybe the reason why the Page of Pentacles is destined to become a king is because the Ace of Pentacles is your North Node. So we did have the Ace of Pentacles as the first card out. So we finally got in our path. We finally heard our soul mission, our divine mission. We finally entered our soul's calling, our sacred calling. And now things are starting to shift around and align themselves. Descending energy, Yokado, the Chariot, ascending energy, La Papa, the Hierophant. Things are shifting. Things are shifting. Things are shifting. Standing our ground, defending our position. That's what the universe wanted. And once we started to do that, we made it. We're sitting pretty now. Unfortunately, that means there's always going to be somebody trying to take us down, but that's also the thing here. If somebody's trying to take you down, they're beneath you. Now we're not on the loser shit, the other person is, because they're petty, they're bunk, they're basic, they're mediocre. They're going to go, and look, it's even the devil horns. They're going to need to do what they need to do, but they're a low hoe. They're down there on the ground, and we're up here on the horse, up here on the hill. And it's not about being better or less than or la-di-da or yada yada, but they need to try harder. They need to do some other shit. And if that's how their energy works, if that's the I'm hearing the con. Okay, so if that's the way they work at things, they work on people, and that's fine. They just can't expect us to do that as well. And so whatever their tactics, whatever their tools, whatever their techniques are, they may not work on us. And if they want to hate on us and rage on us because we wouldn't stoop to their level or match their energy or play their game, that's not on us, that's on them. And if we're a divine child, if we're a sacred being and they're throwing shade, throwing energy, you know, woo-woo and juju our way, it might take a while, but they shouldn't be surprised when karma comes for them and that comes back around. You know, if somebody's cursing our name in their mouth or cursing under their breath at us, okay. But if we have a higher spiritual rank and they're putting our name in their mouth or keeping our name in their mouth in some kind of way that's out of alignment, they're going to get dusted up. That's what that is. And if we were naive and stupid, that means we were actually in the right because we didn't know better. And they probably did know better and they were still doing what they were doing. So that's a type of malice. That's a type of greed. That's a type of envy. You know, all that ruminating, oscillating, vexating. No, and let's just hope you're not marinating in hate because that'll compound the karma. You know, I don't understand why people have to have negative agendas and ulterior motives and hidden malice and envy, and why you gotta hate on another person and be jealous. I'll never understand that. You know, jealousy might let you know that you think you're worth more and you need to go after it. You need to up your game. But envy means there's something wrong with your soul. You need healing. You need to face judgment, purge your karma, cleanse your slate. You know, redeem yourself. Come up out of that sunken place, you know, and go on and petition for more blessings. I just said what I said because I had to say it. You know, this Page of Pentacles means we're starting a journey of some kind. It's towards wealth, it's towards manifestation, it's towards abundance. Somebody here may be, I was saying Taurus rising before. Now we have a Scorpio rising. They may be a Venus and Taurus. And they're going to get a rude awakening. This other side, you know, they're going to get a rude awakening. It's unfortunate. They're going to get a rude awakening. They're getting separated from whatever. If they stole something from us, because that was out right in the beginning. If they lied to us, if they deceived us, if they were working with hidden motives, ulterior motives, they're going to get a rude awakening, and it's about to happen. They thought we were nothing. They thought we'd never amount to anything. And that's just the thing. We can do anything. You know, we have strength of the heart. We have faith. We believe in a bigger, brighter, and better future. We're guided by faith, not by sight. So it's not always going to make sense to a low ho, somebody who's a bottom feeder, who's a basic bitch, who's common, petty. It's not always going to make sense, because they're looking out of their eyes. They don't see, they only can look. And so God covers the eyes of the wicked. God covers the eyes of the wicked. Okay, we're guided by faith, not by sight, and that's all they got is their little sight. And yeah, it could do a lot. It could be yada yada and la-di-da-di-da, but it ain't everything and it ain't the party. You know, when we meet our demise, when we leave this physical corporeal form, and when we go and ascend to a higher realm, they might still be stuck on earth in the astral. They might still be attached to some kind of body. Okay, but we're going to the 5D. We're going to the promised land. Okay, and they're stuck on stupid because they're competing and comparing instead of praying and hoping and wishing. And using the divine, using the grace, using their guides to ascend, to get to higher levels, to manifest things that the human, the 3D would think is impossible. They're not going with God, going with grace. They're doing some demon, some devil shit, and that's unfortunate. And see, they keep coming up against the abyss, or they will be. And that's where things are born and created from, but that's also where things go die, and sometimes they get imprisoned there. Which means you need to confront pure forces of the universe. And if you're not whole, if you're not sincere, if you're not authentic, if you are an imposter, it will destroy you. You don't come out of that unless you can become authentic. And that's the thing, the universe is happy. 9 of Cups clarifying the 7 of Swords. The universe is happy that we're standing our ground. And now all the things that are in the way from us beginning the path are being removed, but it's prickly. It's not going to be a pleasant experience. We have the Ten of Cups clarifying the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Swords clarifying the King of Wands. You know, the thing about the King of Wands, it takes a long time to mature, and we needed discernment. We couldn't see things clearly for what they were because our feelings weren't matching our intuition. I mean, our feelings weren't matching the logic. And people think, oh, you're confused with the Two of Swords. I disagree. To me, the Two of Swords will become the Three of Swords when you understand how you feel and not what you know. You have all the facts, you just don't know how you feel yet. That's what the Two of Swords is about. It's the moon in Libra. Okay. And with this Ten of Cups, Six of Pentacles, it means that we've had to whittle through every single thing and give things the right kind of energy in order to get happiness and fulfillment. And that's what that is. With the Wheel of Fortune here, it means we have right timing. Here's the Temperance card. That's the ascending energy, Temperance, Wheel of Fortune, descending energy. So time was always going to come. This was always going to happen in the right time, in the right order. It finally happened, so we're on and popping. But the seeds have to be planted, and we needed to know what kind of work goes into maintaining our own thing. Somebody here may have been a sun in Sagittarius. To a lesser degree, they could have been a Pisces rising. So somebody was of an opposing mind. They thought they were going to be able to push us aside, override, break us down in some kind of way. Probably our boundaries and standards, because there's a sword here. And we were working with them fair and balanced, but that's also what it was going to be, fair and balanced. And they wanted more than what we were trying to give them. And they did too much. They were too pushy. And this is another thing of a long-term goal. So it took a long time. If at first you don't succeed, brush yourself off and try again. So let's go ahead and do these. Excuse me if I'm scratching on the mic, I apologize. Okay, so Sacred Rebel by Alana Fairchild. I don't know what's going on. I need one. So conscious connections, big, bold vision, the word wanted to be written, defend to the end what was worthwhile, dream a beautiful dream. Yeah, so we were always working towards some type of goal, and we actually didn't mind collaborating with people, but apples and oranges, you know. Sometimes people aren't compatible, or sometimes people are growing away and not growing together, and that's fine. We were never going to let go of what we wanted to manifest, accomplish in the future. And see, that was the thing as well. We weren't trying to argue with people either. We sensed, we knew what was up, and we weren't going to sit there and explain too many times or explain to too many people what was up, what we were trying to manifest or whatever. If they weren't asking, they weren't hearing, and they weren't listening, and they didn't want to know. And we always had, remember, guided by faith, not by sight. We always had a vision in our mind where we were going. And so if somebody couldn't understand that or sense that out or feel that out, it wasn't for them. And that's just the thing. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So your vibe attracts your tribe. People are either attracted or repelled. What we weren't going to do is go around promoting. And see, we didn't need to have an outright knockdown, drag out fight. The inner fight, the softer fight, the subtle fight was just going to be to go towards where we were being called. And we didn't even know about boundaries and standards. We just went towards what made sense to us. And you know what I'm picking up on is there was adoration. A lot of times that we were having fights or whatever, people really adored us because we had sweetness, purity, authenticity, sincerity, genuineness. That means that we're full of divinity. But we also have the Queen of Wands, King of Wands. So there was also some type of ego battle, power exchange, ego exchange. We believe in a bigger, brighter, better future. We're guided by faith, not by sight. These other hoes be on some other stuff. Okay, what falls to the floor comes to the door. She feels, she knows. So now we're aware, now we have the strength and the impetus to follow our intuition. This is a false twin situation, I do want to say. A lot of people would probably argue, so I'm going to help you. This is not the cast where we do these little love cards or whatever, but I'm going to do it anyways. That's for the 1111. This is the revolving door. So we have some clarifiers here. Yeah, we were really stuck on stupid. We were really 10 toes down with people that were malignant and toxic and malevolent. Okay, we have standards and morals and values. So we don't leave people right away. We don't quit on people. We're loyal. And it was working to our disadvantage, okay? And the other person was greedy. They wanted more from us than we were willing to give them, okay? But as we forgive and learn, especially forgive ourselves, we're gonna be coming into the right soul group. We were sitting at a table that was serving poison. And we're playful, we're curious, we examine. So we're always asking questions, we're always dialoguing, and we do try to explain, but only when it's not difficult. I do that. I'll try to explain a little bit because the liar doesn't want to be questioned, but you know, once it becomes difficult or I'm repeating myself or it's feeling like circular logic or somebody's trying to change me, move the needle on my feelings or berate or barrage or shame me into giving an F, you know, if you make me feel bad for my response to what you did, or if you try to shame me for having whatever boundary or standard that I have, now I know that that's not okay. So there was some kind of sweet spot honeymoon. There was some kind of goodness, some kind of positivity for a little bit, but it was in the beginning. So that tells me love bombing, gaslighting. Yeah, and they did want to give, they did want us to grow in our affection, our adoration, our appreciation of them. They did want to make us feel some kind of way. They tried to make us believe that they were the answer to our prayers. But yeah, no, red flags. That's from the other side. It fell face down. So yeah, we were attracted to each other. So they were a lesson. It was catalytic, it was karmic, it was false, it wasn't authentic. And I'm getting some kind of love bomb energy here. For whatever reason, we ignored our own intuition and started to trust them. And that was probably a mistake because there were red flags from the beginning. You needed, yeah, red flags and deception. Whenever that comes out, it's not a good sign. I'll take deception, I'll take red flags, but not both. Because red flags to me means opportunity for discussion. It might require boundary setting. Deception means somebody might even be lying to themselves. But when we have red flags and deception, it's a no-go because there's something intentionally. Because a lie is a statement with the intent to deceive. There's an intentionality there. You can tell an untruth. You might have to go back and correct the facts, or you might need to be educated on something, but to deceive somebody, that's a different story. And see, that's just the thing. You can leave my side. If you go, good on you. You better come back. Don't expect to find me where you left me. And if you're stupid enough to go, you're lost, okay? The thing is, I'll never let you back if there was deception or malice. Does that make sense? And that's just that on that. I can't. I feel like it's disrespectful to my guides, to my spirits, to my ancestors. It's out of my hands if you were deceptive or malicious. It's out of my hands. And if the universe comes in and dusts you up and you know, if you F around and find out, I see it happen all the time. People's lives blow up. I've had a person spit in my face and literally walk off, back up off the curb and get hit by a car. I mean, I've seen things happen. You hear what I'm saying? I've had a person have a fight with me, leave my house, go home, then start walking back to apologize and get beat up on the way back. I've seen somebody back out of dealings with me just to have their back break the next day, you know? So yeah, maybe you're scared, you don't want to deal with me, but what that means is the calling of my life is very high and very powerful, very important. And then I'm chosen, blessed and anointed. So you'll come correct if you want to come correct, or you'll fuck around and find out. Okay, and I'm not special in this. Any chosen child of a high spiritual rank who's blessed and anointed is going to be like that. But, you know, if your car is sliding off the road and you have verbal and physical diarrhea all of a sudden, it might be because you're full of shit and you're still coming at me the wrong way. And I'm using me as an example, but it's any chosen child who's blessed and anointed, chosen and favored of a high spiritual rank, who's righteous, have integrity, is authentic, genuine, sincere. Okay. And the thing about children like us, the moment we lose our integrity, our spiritual rank starts coming down. So don't think that we ain't got things to adhere to, that it ain't difficult as well. It will be easier to stoop to a person's level. It will be easier to meet a person where they're at, to match their energy and to do some BS. It would. So this other person needs to learn about respect, about coming correct, about policy, procedure, and protocol. They also need to address their family issues. They have wounds from earlier in their life, or they have some kind of other commitments. We may be an option, not a choice. That's unacceptable to me. If I'm not your everything, see, here's the deal, and it doesn't, listen, I'm saying, if I'm not your everything, I'm going to be your nothing. And that's just me in love. And you can, yeah, that really needs to be fully fleshed out. But I said what I said. If it's not an overwhelming yes, then it's an absolute no. And it's not like that, but in love, yes, that's what it is. If it's not an overwhelming yes, then it's an absolute no. I can go without. Clarification. Now, if they come back, if this is a returner, we got to hear them out. We got to listen. We got to la-di-da. We got to yada-yada. But it's not about letting them back in. It's about this keeping an open mind, hearing what they have to say. If a person is healed and you feel that there was a connection or whatever, because the Temperance card was the last one out. See, if the Lovers card was the last one out, I would have gone, because this means it's part of the soul group and la-di-da and yada yada, lesson. If the Emperor was the last card out, I would think twice. I'd need that to be during a retrograde. If the Empress card was the last one out, I'd be like, what? Okay, so I was the one acting stupid, and that means I can manifest better. If I manifested this mofo and he was my everything and then some, I can go get bigger, brighter, better. Okay, but when the Temperance card is the last one out, it talks about healing. So you probably already healed first, and then this person heals afterwards. That's what I'm getting, but that's not what happened. That's not what's going on. The healing came through being effed up, through being abused, through being knocked down, dragged around, through being dragged through the mud, really. So when that's the situation, the best that we're going to be now is friends. It's unique one, because there's new love on the way, and we just need a heart-to-heart conversation. That's some closure, which is really something you give yourself, or closure doesn't always come from the other person. Let me put it to you like that. But it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. These love readings are 360. They were always going to be like that. It's been over a year that it was supposed to be like that. It's been over 2 years, nearly 2 years. I just haven't really implemented that because there's some shifts and changes in the way the content comes. But I'm seeing YouTube do these funny things, so I'm gonna have to do what I need to do because the warning, the writing is on the wall. Okay, so I love you. I hope you know that. Please go ahead and smash that like button, and I'll talk to you soon, my dear. Take good care of yourself until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dandava, and Ashe. Bye, honey.